Adam here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. As on Sunday, Barca's season started in the absolute perfect manner. It was at the Camp Nou, fans were back inside the stadium and they really did put on a show for us. Really entertaining stuff. And what we're going to be doing in this video is looking back on Sunday's performance, analysing what we did well, and really importantly, what's going to be different about this Barca. As we are heading now into that new era, what's changed? And how can that help us in the challenges we face over this coming season? It is all coming up as the feelings are finally feeling more positive. So let's get to it. Because obviously, guys, I want to start by saying this is only the first game of the season. We are one game in. It was a very good game. I think we played very well up until the 82nd minute. You've got to remember here, we were 3-0 up and absolutely cruising. The fact of the matter is, we were too comfortable. In the end, of course, we conceded those 2 goals. It all got a little bit nervy, but in the end, we got the 3 points, and that was the most important thing for us on the night. But I think in general, really positive display against Real Sociedad, who are a good team in their own right. And that was also us following up on the really promising and encouraging signs we'd shown in pre-season. And I want to start first of all by talking about the number one point here, pressing and work rate. Because there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that this is one of the fundamental aspects here of a successful Barca team. You look at previous teams in the history of our club that have been really successful. What do they all do well? Number one, they work hard. Number two, their pressing is effective. Because of course, let's not forget, guys, that the first golden rule about pressing is that it only works effectively when everyone does it. You either press as a team, as an entire unit, or don't bother. Because if there is one fault there in your press, opposition teams will be able to cut through you. And as we know, pressing very much starts from the front. Your forwards are part of that first line of engagement. And of course, over the past few seasons, we've had the likes there of Luis Suarez, of Lionel Messi, who, of course, let's not forget, have been brilliant forwards for this club. You know, I'm not doubting that by any means whatsoever. But what they are also is heading into their 30s. They are well into their 30s now. Neither of them were able to press as they once did, to work as hard as they once did. And look, at that age, I don't blame them. But without them now, it does change things in this Barca front line. You had yesterday the likes of Memphis, Depay, Antoine, Griezmann, Martin Braithwaite. They're all really energetic players. They were willing to work until the first minute to the very last. Also, you've had in pre-season Yusuf Demir, somebody youthful there who's willing to run, close down, go from defender to defender, trying to win that ball back. And that is what it's all about there, putting the maximum pressure on your opponent. We saw it yesterday with Sociedad. We were closing down their goalkeeper. We made it really difficult for them to play out. You had players there like Memphis and Griezmann working back as well. You saw them at times taking up wing-back positions when we weren't in possession of the ball. That is what a team is all about. That's what hard work is all about. And that's what I hope we're going to see for the coming season. But of course, even with hard work, even with good pressing, you still need quality. You still need to be effective in the attacking areas. So up next, we are going to talk about unpredictability and responsibility in this team. Because, let me just explain what I mean there by the unpredictability factor. Because with Messi and the influence that he is, of course, capable of having on any game, naturally, because of who he is, because he is the best player in the world, everything went through him. We were Messi dependent. We were that for many years at this club. It was often said that he was the system. It was Messi or it was nothing for Barcelona. You knew that when Alba picked the ball up on the left-hand side, he was always going to be looking for Messi on that cutback, no matter what other options he had available. You knew that Busquets was going to try and find Messi from a midfield position. You knew that Griezmann, of course, was going to try and link with Messi whenever he could. And of course, because we all knew it, because we all could see what was going to happen, you can guarantee every single team that Barca faced, they knew it too. They could plan for it. They could make a game plan there structured around exactly what we were going to try and do with Messi. And it's almost a testament there to how good Messi was. That even when teams were planning, even when they were getting all those players around him, even so, the majority of the time, they still couldn't stop him. He is that good. But obviously, That doesn't work every time. It's not going to work in every single game. Sometimes you will get shut down, and when we couldn't go through Messi, either we had no other plan. We had no plan B there as to where else, we could target teams, or, and this is where the responsibility factor starts coming in, Barca players didn't feel enough confidence in themselves, didn't feel enough belief there in their own ability to take it on themselves. And I think crucially, that is what we started to see against Real Sociedad. We started to see players there showing more confidence in themselves, showing more belief in that they could make things happen on their own. We also saw the fact that Barca were very, very unpredictable. Right throughout that game against Sociedad, I couldn't tell you where our attack was going to go. Was it going to come down the left, down the middle, down the right? Were you going to have players running from deep? Were you going to have players running in behind? There were so many different options, so many different avenues there that we were trying to explore. And that is exactly what you want at the top level. You don't want teams to know what's coming. You don't want them to easily read what you're about to do. Barca are no longer predictable. But of course, guys, even in games throughout the season, when you are unpredictable, even when you have several different avenues there that you can go down to try and score a goal, from open play, you still may not be able to get the job done. Which is why we're now going to talk about set pieces. Because this is something here, for me, and I know many of you guys, that as a Barcelona fan, it has driven me mad for probably as long as I've supported this club. Because Barca, for me, have never taken set pieces seriously. You think about the way that we play, you think about the fact that we there dominate teams from start to finish often. We're often camped in opposition half, especially there when you're playing against teams who are, say, parking the bus. The amount of corners that we get there from shots that are saved or blocked or crosses that are blocked, we get so many corners every game. We pick up free kicks there in wider areas, but never, ever have we actually looked to, use them. Actually utilise the amount of set pieces that we get in every game. Why not? It was almost as though, because we had Messi, because again, he was that good, it was almost as though, well, we don't really need to focus on set pieces because Messi will bail us out. Messi will score the goals. We don't need to worry about getting them from elsewhere because we have Messi. Well, now we don't. So we have to try and explore and exploit every different aspect of the game. And set pieces are a great way. We saw brilliant corner routines yesterday. We saw short corners there going into Alba, whipping it into Griezmann. We saw Memphis Depay as well, getting involved in the build-up, and Griezmann again in the middle getting onto things. And of course the first goal. Memphis there putting the ball in behind the Gerard Piqué, who is brilliant in the air. We have players there who can make the difference. Memphis Depay is going to be a crucial part of that. And I think with the way that we play, let's wake up now and start taking these set pieces seriously. But honestly, guys, with all things considered, yes, yesterday was a fantastic performance. We don't know if that's going to continue. We don't know exactly how consistent and how effective this Barca team is going to be in every single game that we play. We're going to wait and see. We're going to wait and see exactly what is going to happen. But I think my number one point right now amongst us Barca fans, and they're amongst the players, I want to talk here about unity and appreciation. Because obviously here, we've lost Messi. We've lost somebody there who was our idol, who remains somebody we are incredibly fond of, and we almost lost him overnight. It was a very, very emotionally draining situation, and I'm just thinking there about everyday life. When something bad happens, when something there really damaging and disruptive happens, how many times does that actually bring you and those around you closer together? What it actually does there is make you even more determined, even more bonded, and I just felt like yesterday inside the Camp Nou, there was a real connection between the players and the fans. I think the support was absolutely brilliant inside the Camp Nou yesterday. I think the players got real energy from the crowd. You saw the celebrations as well from Gerard Piqué. You saw the dancing from Braithwaite. You saw Sergi Roberto kissing the badge as well. Memphis, when he was subbed off, was applauding the fans there, walking around the field. And it just feels right now like there's real unity at this club, which is something that we have lacked for so many years. We've had so many different things going on the field, off the field, and it just feels like right now we're appreciating what we've got. What Messi's exit has shown us is that you've got to savour every moment. You've got to savour every goal, every win, and just enjoy it. That is what football is about at the end of the day. Let's just have fun here. Yesterday, that was exactly what that performance was about. And maybe in the past we would have said, oh, you know what? That wasn't a perfect display. There was this wrong with it, and this wrong with it, and this wrong with it. But I just think right now, we're on this journey. We don't know if it's going to be perfect. We don't know where we're going to end up or how we're even going to get there. But we are just along for this ride. Because they also say, of course, let's not forget, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And although Messi's exit, it hit us like a train. It was the kind of hurt that many of us had never experienced in football before. But now, we have to find a way, as a team, as a club, together, to drag ourselves back up, to dust ourselves down, and get back to the very top again. It's what this club demands. It's what this club deserves. When we'll get there, we don't know. If we'll get there, we don't know that either. But what we do know is that we're going to give absolutely everything. So please, guys, do leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and this is something that I really do want to hear from you guys. What did you make yesterday of the performance? What changes did you feel that you saw from this team in the new era? What are you expecting from the season? And overall, how are you feeling right now? Do you feel a sense of unity? Do you feel maybe closer to the club than you ever have done before? For me, there's a real fire there right now. There's a fire burning and a determination to make this season and make the future a success here. It's what we need. It's what we want. And please let me know all of those thoughts down below as we start our season with a statement win. I will see you soon, of course, with plenty more videos to come. Thank you more than ever for your support. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.